Hey folks, doing another unboxing here of a game called John Company. This is the second edition, made by Whirligig. Um, this game is all about the East India Trading Company, essentially, otherwise known as John Company. Um, you're essentially going to be playing, I don't want to say family members of the company, but you're like working for the company. You play as a family, but you are trying to increase your influence and power within the company to just increase the wealth of your family, etc. Um, because of the nature of the topics that it's dealing with, it might not be for everybody. But it does seem like it's going to be a very interesting and fun game to play. Let's go ahead and get it open here. We got a little token tray. Oh, we got two token trays on top here. I'm assuming these go in those, but there's no lids for these, so we'll see. Then we got a bunch of wooden pieces, scoring markers, plus 20, I'm assuming. Some pawns, colorful cubes and such. We have the different player colors for each family. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 players. Little portraits screen printed onto the tokens, and they're all, at least they seem to be mostly different. And it might be the same set of pictures, just in each. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, same. Yeah, she's over here too, I think. Maybe she's not. Maybe she is. I don't know. I've got some plastic bits here. These are, I believe these are the cities and the level of the cities out on the map that you may have to attack. Depending on how many are stacked on top of each other is their strength. Ooh, there is a lid on this part here. Let's pull this out. We'll just slide this up for the moment and get this lid off. Got a bunch of baggies here. 2 decks of cards. We have circular tokens, giant circular tokens. I'm not sure what these represent, but they're there. We have 2 more decks of mini cards. We have what appears to be, okay, so here's 2, these are the centerpieces for like a dial. So there's 2 of those. We got a little elephant piece here. That seems to be plastic. We have a, oh, these are interesting. These are metal. These appear to be gold and copper and silver flags. I'm not sure where those slide into, but... And then we got some clear glass beads here. Let's put all this back. Let's see. Let's put that there. We'll put that there. That'll just go on top. Let's see. These were on here like that. So we'll get this back on top. Set that aside. Bring that back down here. What do we have next? We have a Dear Player. I believe this is this game is rather in depth. Take your time. Once you have a handle on the components, make a cup of coffee or tea and set aside an hour or 2 to read through the rules. A note on how to teach the game. So this was, and I read this and saw many people talk about this as well. They actually recommend that the teacher, whoever teaches it, obviously needs to read through the whole rule book and grasp all the concepts and know how to play for the most part. But when you're teaching other players, they recommend you just give them the basics and then just start playing. And as you get to a new section of the round, whatever this phase of the round or whatever, then you teach that phase rather than trying to teach it all up front, because it is a rather complex game. And they do have a suggestion on how to organize the trays here. Then on the back we've got a visual guide, so it kind of gives you how to set things up, how to set up your play area and whatnot. Pretty useful. Let's see here. Events in India. Let's see, these are 2 of the reference sheets. So there are 2 reference sheets, it looks like. Tables to tell you what happens and what strength, what the different positions of the company do, because each person's going to have a different position that they may or may not be able to activate. We have the Crown Handbook, which is, looks like maybe a reference. Yeah, if you are the chairman, you can do this. If you're the director of trade, etc. This is, yeah. So this is something you can pass around game end. Maybe a quick sort of how to get things going. Oh, no, it doesn't show you how to set things up. It's a quick reference, I would assume. And then some charts on the back here. The Crown's voting plan. Or maybe not. Oh, the Crown might be a... this must be the automatic player. Or maybe there is just a Crown person that if somebody doesn't have, or not a person, but a Crown player, that if somebody doesn't have one of the jobs, the Crown takes action. That's interesting. We have the rule book here, the rules of play. And then there's the paragraph here, very serious with its theme. It's not meant to condone the things that it is representing. Components, glossy paper, so you're not going to be able to write on it that well. You can, but it's not as good as non-glossy paper, in my opinion. Set up different scenarios. So the 1710 scenario is what they recommend be played first. It's sort of the introductory scenario. Then you can move on to the other scenarios, so forth and so on. There are 4 total scenarios, with 1813 being the most advanced. Then you can do a long 1710 scenario, which basically you think doubles the rounds maybe. You can go up to 8 turns, often twice as long as the other scenarios. So, yeah, doesn't look too terrible to read through. We'll have to start going through it. It's a 48-page rule book with probably only 46 pages of rules, maybe. Oh, that's the AI deck. What is this for? Oh, playing with 1 or 2. Where's the actual? Yeah, so you're really only reading 42 pages of rules out of the 48. But there's a rule book. Here is the map, mounted map. We'll get that out last. Open that up. We got a bunch of punch boards here. Some monies, each of the family boards, various other tokens, the crown, all your ship tokens and everything you're going to be putting out on the board. Here's the dial. So I have to get all those punched inside of the box there. All right, so let's see. I'm not going to punch those now. I'm going to set those over here. We're going to set that over there. We're going to open up this map. So you can see what the map looks like here. So here's the map of India, where you're going to be moving around, trying to control things. Victory point marker. No, this is the company debt. This is company standing. This is the scoring, your individual player scoring up here. You have your different jobs that, the chairman, directory of trade, manager of shipping, military affairs, etc., etc., etc. And then this red track is basically the order of events in a round. So you would start up and go through. This is to keep track of the rounds up here. So you play to 5 rounds in the 1710 game. 1758 you go to 7, and then 1813 you can go to 8. The Londons, so you would start with the London season, that's phase 1, then phase 2, family actions. Firms, if there's deregulation. Hiring, so you'll hire people out and hire them for jobs and stuff, and then continue on around. Actually, this might be the victory point track down here. I'm not quite sure. And then there's a fail and pass track over here. There's a lot of tracks. And then you have the 3 different army sections, Bengal, Madras, and Bombay. Or Madras. Madras. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Map looks good. The pieces are wooden components for the most part. There are some cardboard tokens that will be put out here for ships and armies and stuff, but the wooden tokens are going to make up the majority of it. And then there are those plastic cities that will cover up some of these areas. Actually, I think they cover up these areas here. But that is John Company. This is the 2nd edition. Get this back in here. That was in there like that. Then we had the rule book. Then we had the Crown handbook, reference sheets, the Dear John player, and this was on top. And we had all of these in here somehow like that. This was, oh no, let's see, this was across the bottom. Like that. These were in there. And in there and in there. And then all this was shoved on top. It obviously doesn't sit flat now because you have all the cardboard punch boards at the bottom. But it should sit flat once all that is sorted. Those are the reference guides for Bloodstones. But yeah, so this was John Company 2nd edition by Whirligig. I'm looking forward to playing this. It seems like it might be a little more of a drier game, but it is supposedly somewhat cutthroat in terms of, you're competing with other company members, so you're trying to make your family stand out as doing the best for the company versus the other players' families. It seems like it will be a fun game to play, probably a little lengthy, and it may not be for everybody, but it does seem like it will be a good bit of fun. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys.